how do you know, even when you start to question, how do you know when you are acting from a place that is being triggered more from our trauma, where we're acting, so we're either being drawn towards something or drawn away from something because of our trauma body or our pain body, versus when we're actually connected more to something that is more connected to like a source or a higher intelligence, or our pure, our genuine, authentic self? How do we know the difference when we're going through life to be able to discern?
For me, it comes down to whether I know my purpose is. I know why I'm here. I know what I want to get done. And when I'm heading in that direction, it's very conspicuous now when there are energy. I notice it very heavily when you start tuning into these things. When there's something, a voice in my head telling me that I'm not enough, or telling me that that just loading the ticker tape of thought behind my eyelids with information that's not serving those higher objectives. And I think that when I guess something that we should talk about that's at the heart of it for me, we mentioned in the book, is the idea of starting to detect subtle energies. Like, most of us are going through the world trying to numb out. That's kind of, you see the opioid epidemic that's taking the world by storm right now. People don't want to feel these things. There's a lot that's happened. People don't want to feel. People don't. They don't know what's there, and they don't want to know what's there. And when you start opening yourself up to the pain, and opening yourself up to all the sensations, and realizing that pain is just a word that's slapped onto a number of different sensations that are going on in your reality behind the scenes, you start detecting these subtle energies. And it's almost like learning how to taste wine. Like, if you give somebody, 3 glasses of wine, and they don't know how to detect what's good, what's bad, they're not going to know the differences. But when you start, whatever it is, it could be any kind of a hobby, any kind of a food. Once you start examining things, and you'll start noticing the subtleties that make things different from each other. When you start noticing those subtle energies, they become louder, and it becomes easier to detect them. So things that might have derailed you, 10 years ago, you see them exactly for what they are. You're like, whoa, that is not me. That's absolutely not me. It's either my trauma or their shade they're throwing. This isn't me. Cool. I can work with that. I can move forward. So in answer to your question, how do you know when you're acting from trauma or acting from who you actually are? I think the notion of learning how to detect subtle energies in your reality, and stop thinking you know so much about what these things actually are, and just start experiencing them. Start figuring out what's making you feel good, what's making you not feel good, what's empowering towards your life's goals, and what's holding you back.